Welcome to Fresh Talk News Channel. Today, we dive into the latest news updates. Nita Lowey, a liberal Democrat from New York who championed women's issues and rose to one of the most influential positions on Capitol Hill during her 32 years in Congress, passed away on March 15 at her home in Harrison, New York. She was 87. Her family announced that the cause of death was complications from metastatic breast cancer. Ms. Lowey, who won her first congressional seat in her early 50s, served 16 terms in the House of Representatives. She made history as the first woman to chair the House Appropriations Committee, a role she held after her party regained control of the House in 2019. Known as a workhorse legislator, energetic and unflashy, she was particularly recognized for her advocacy on women's issues, including increased funding for breast cancer research. Over her career, Ms. Lowey sponsored more than 500 pieces of legislation and co-sponsored thousands more, with over 400 becoming law. Many of her successful bills focused on health and social welfare. One notable achievement was her bipartisan bill mandating clear labeling for food allergens, which became law after 4 years of persistent effort. Ms. Lowey also played a critical role in securing over $20 billion for New York's recovery efforts following the September 11, 2001, terrorist attacks, serving on the Select Committee on Homeland Security. Her leadership on the Appropriations Committee, which set spending priorities, was a landmark achievement. Ross K. Baker, a political scientist at Rutgers University, noted that her position was a great personal accomplishment and indicates the rise of women in the House. He added that her influence was bolstered by her close alliance with Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who once called Ms. Lowey a master legislator, who was both gracious and tenacious. Born Nita Sue Melnikoff on July 5, 1937, in the Bronx, Ms. Lowey grew up in a middle-class Jewish family. She attended the prestigious Bronx High School of Science and later Mount Holyoke College, where she earned a degree in political science in 1959. Her early involvement in student activism set the stage for her lifelong commitment to public service. Before entering Congress, Ms. Lowey worked in the New York Secretary of State's office from 1975 to 1987, focusing on child care, housing, and issues affecting the elderly. In 1986, she helped establish the New York State Association of Women Officeholders to train women to run for office. Ms. Lowey's political career took off in 1988 when she won a tough election against conservative Republican incumbent Joseph Diaguardi. Representing a district that included parts of Westchester County, the Bronx, and Queens, she became a vocal advocate for women's rights. In 1991, she was among 7 Democratic congresswomen who marched to the Senate to demand an investigation into Anita Hill's sexual harassment allegations against Supreme Court nominee Clarence Thomas. During President Donald Trump's administration, Ms. Lowey was a key figure in negotiations to end government shutdowns and block funding for Trump's border wall. She argued that smart border security is not overly reliant on physical barriers, emphasizing the importance of technology and personnel. Ms. Lowey's legacy also includes her creative advocacy for public broadcasting. In 1995 and again in 2005, she famously used Sesame Street puppets Bert and Ernie during congressional hearings to protest budget cuts to public television. "History repeats itself," she said in 2005. "The majority is again trying to pull the plug on public television and radio, and Bert and Ernie have returned." Both times, her efforts succeeded in preserving funding for public broadcasting. Ms. Lowey is survived by her husband, Stephen Lowey, their 3 children, Dana, Jackie, and Douglas, and 8 grandchildren. Reflecting on her career, she once told the New York Post, "You can't do everything at the same time. You have to establish priorities." Thanks for watching Fresh Talk News Channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more news and updates.